Good day, parceros. It's been a while. I've got a new setup here in Miami. We can go from crypto summer to crypto winter. If you haven't seen, the markets have taken a turn, dropping between 30% to 70%. This is known as crypto winter. And it reminds me a lot of the time that I began dollar cost averaging into altcoins back in 2018. There had been a similar massive correction in the crypto markets. A lot of the people who were in crypto for the 2 years before me were really jaded. They weren't really excited about the whole thing. A lot of them had been burned, similarly to the people who have just been burned right now. UST, over $40 billion of value wiped out. All of DeFi has struggled. Passive income nodes, some of the projects I've talked about here on the channel as well, have taken a pretty massive hit. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm doing in this time, my perspective about what's going on, because our perspective is the most important thing to keep in mind. And the way that we look at these charts is very important. A linear way of looking at the chart is an absolute change in the price. But when we look at the log scale, we get a whole different perspective of what's happening as well in terms of how these networks are growing or decreasing in size exponentially. I believe long term that we are witnessing the greatest transfer of wealth on this planet into new networks and new databases that are based on blockchain technology. Now, which database, which network will be the winner? There'll be many, but 95 to 98% of those, just like in the 90s, we're gonna see a similar thing in crypto, I believe. And who's the winner? I don't know, but I'm sure one of the winners is going to be the OG, the first out of the gates, the Bitcoin network. I think now during these times where we're having these corrections, I think one of the safest or least risky ways to move forward is dollar cost averaging into the blue chips like Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe Atom, maybe some of those other layer ones that you're confident about. I see the Link Marines are waking up. Right now, there is extreme fear. This is the time to be dollar cost averaging in, not going all in. There might be further corrections along the way, but piecing out the investment into what my personal diversification is, a mix of blue chips, stable coins, and where we're having fun on this channel, which is the speculation, because we're going to see a lot of these networks and brands start popping off. Nothing to do with crypto. I've got a 9.64% stablecoin yield for you. It's called the I series bond. It's an inflation adjusted bond released by the United States Treasury. The returns on this are updated every 6 months. So you might want to wait until October to get a better idea of what the returns are going to be of this. But with reported inflation over 8%, and more realistically, inflation up around 20%, holding US dollars is a tough call right now. A lot of people are doing it to stay liquid, to buy the upcoming price drops that a lot of people are calling. And that's an interesting aspect to all of this. Everyone is expecting a giant recession, a giant depression, thanks to the inside operations of the current financial system right now. The US is in extreme amounts of debt. Some people have calculated it to be about $2 million per US taxpayer. This is a very difficult position for the US. The US dollar being the global reserve asset of the world, and the upcoming Great Reset. I think a lot of people are just trying to figure out what's going on, myself included. There's a lot of people who are sharing their perspectives from what they can see, but I don't think there's any one person that can see everything that's happening right now. So we're entering the unknown, diversifying into assets that are less risky may be an option. This one is a 9.62% return on your US dollar with a staking for at least 1 year. If you unstake before 5 years, you get a 3-month reduction of the interest that you'll be generating during that time. But something to consider for people who have been jaded out. But I would not be writing off the cryptocurrency market at all. I'm just as bullish as ever as our adoption of the blockchain continues at a massive scale. Right now, I'm experimenting in this unfolding area of crypto. It's very high risk, very experimental. But when we find these opportunities that are long term, that we can rely on, I'll be sharing them in my newsletter, All Terrain Cash Flow. There's a link in the description. I recommend to jump on there. I also share information about the DeFi skills program with AR Crypto, which I am a big advocate of because these skills are what we need to be preparing for the future. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to do some housekeeping now if you want to stick around for that. But in the meantime, make sure to jump on the newsletter. Okay, so if you've been following along the journey, I've been mapping the metaverse. And for me, the metaverse is a user interface for the internet that we're already using. The issue is that the networks that we're signing into are making a very small number of people rich, and these centralized social networks, we're creating tremendous amounts of value when we create content and we like and we comment and we pay attention to these centralized networks. And now we have these new opportunities to pay attention to each other, and that's an ecosystem that I'm paying attention to. So Ronin had a massive hack this year. We're in the experimental development phase of a lot of this stuff. Drip network struggling to maintain those passive income rewards. A lot of these networks, just like Elephant, they have referral bonuses to incentivize that the networks keep growing. But we haven't seen a network maintain that. Spell, they had a massive hiccup. Good thing I took profits on the way up, because one of the tenets, one of the signs that are essential to what I'm doing in the metaverse is that everything can vanish in the digital, whether it's through hacking, whether it's through an exploit, whether it's through an EMP or a solar flare that wipes out the global energy network. Diversify into the tangible. That's a tenet of everything that I'm doing. I expect none of this, even Bitcoin, to be around forever. I'm investing as if it is going to be around forever, but I also understand that everything can disappear in the digital. Okay, so diversifying into the tangible is a great way to diversify. CFRA. Now the CFRA network has evolved, and so I'm going to actually update this with a new logo, because they have begun a new adventure, and it's an educational model, and there is an opportunity to participate in staking, and they're hoping a lot of beginners in this network actually start putting their Bitcoin to work. Learning about Bitcoin and staking and DeFi to be able to start stacking more crypto in an accelerated way by helping them grow their network. Vaporfy. I'm still a fan of Vaporfy. In gaming, I'm keeping a very close eye. I think those micro mobile games are going to be the first ones to really hit it big with NFT play to earn gaming. And that's where we're going to see tremendous growth as we transition into that more visual internet and play to earn world. UFO is one particular project. UOS is a blockchain-based gaming marketplace and protocol and incubator. So I'm very keen to hang on to my UOS bag. Butterfly. Now, this is some deep DeFi protocol that's going on. I'm going to be hanging on to that one, although it's taken a massive hit. I do expect that as part of the parcel. And then there's Hex. This is a community that is incentivizing and encouraging each other to lock their tokens into the network for up to 15 years. So there's an average stake of 6 years in that. How can any other network compete with a network that is encouraging that long-term staking like that? Again, this token has taken a massive hit, but this is another part of the parcel. The key to doing a 20x over the first couple of years when I was dollar cost averaging into crypto was entering during these times and picking up small bags. And this is really when I got to see that growth. And so looking at these moments, if you believe in something long term, now is the time to start entering responsibly into these areas. And then there's a very interesting one, which is Cult DAO. Now, Cult DAO is a DAO which is incubating ideas that decentralize our internet. And I think the people behind it are rumored to be the people behind Shiba, which is a massive meme coin. So I picked up a bag. I caught a run up to a 20x, but it corrected back to about a 5x. And good thing I took a 3x profit along the way. Okay, so this is how I'm able to start accumulating these bags, which are highly speculative, very high risk. But now I can hold these without being emotionally attached to their price going up and down, because I've already taken the profit out on these plays on the initial runs up, and that's the key. Take those profits on the way up. I may have to put that into another sign. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Take profits on the way up. It might take you a cycle or 2 or 3 to learn this one, but the sooner you do, the easier, the more comfortable you'll be in these bear markets. Take profits on the way up. Another tenet of my metaverse, at least, is that markets transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. The people who are doing really well in this world are building and they're holding to what they believe and know has value. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. Make smarter contracts. Okay, all of the contracts that we make in our environment are now being embedded into the blockchain. So make sure to make some smarter contracts out there and diversify into the tangible. As you guys know, I love emerging market, cash flowing real estate, good old Airbnbs in areas that our physical world is paying attention to. A lot of the same rules are applying to our digital world as well. So I'm enjoying this journey. I hope you guys are taking care out there and following the rules to do this safely, to do this cautiously, to make sure that you're winning, to guarantee the way that you're interacting in this market is connected to, I think, the most important thing of all, which is your intention. Your intention will determine your attention, and your attention will determine your entire experience in this decade of digitalization that is operating in this attention economy. If those words aren't making sense yet, don't worry. Check out my previous videos. Check out what's going on this channel. We are visualizing and navigating this world and embracing the unfolding digital unknown. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Pavo real. ¿Y esto?
Una guacamaya.
So this is apparently one of the planes from the man whose name shall not be spoken.